hours on Thursday.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Yeah, go ahead. Hey everyone,
Yeah.
welcome to
Where's
the...
your...
It's top right of the shelf. It's on my shelf. In the pantry. On the right. Maybe.
Hey everyone, welcome to the You're Not Wrong podcast. I'm Jordan, I'll be your host. Joining me is my roommates.
Parker.
Hey man.
Can't play that part.
No, I will never look at camera.
Alright. So we've been talking wildly about Marvel movies for the past couple of minutes.
No, Jordan. You were going to tell me why books.
Okay, so paper books versus ebooks. So listen, Parker. Ebooks, and yes, I know that ebooks are more environmentally friendly and better, but the thing is, if a book's already printed, and I like paper books, I might as well enjoy it. It's the argument of veal where people are like, veal is immoral, veal is awful, but it's like, but it's already made, so me, as someone that can enjoy it, might as well. I'm not gonna go out of my way to eat veal, but when presented, I'm not gonna be like, this is wrong. I'm gonna say, it's already made. I might as well be the conservative person that's like, I can enjoy it, rather than just being like, you know, like, the hard ends of the spectrum where it's like...
But the other side of things, they're only making more because people are buying the ones that already got made.
Well, so, like, that's why, like, I don't buy it myself.
Consumerism.
Like, the Economist magazines, I don't buy them myself. Parker just gets them, and I steal them.
Well, I used to use the paper ones for, like, when I was, like, on places where I could, but now I don't ever use them. I listen to it. Because I just play it in the car or when I'm at work.
Wait, so you're getting these paper ones and then just not even reading them?
I literally have a
Is
stack.
it just one guy
We're talking
reading it
about
to you?
environmentally
No,
unfriendly.
there's four different very Britishy voices telling me about world news.
Do they have names? Did you name them?
No, but I do get very attached to them, and I like different ones more than I do other ones. And they introduced a new person a month ago, and he was terrible, and I hated it. And I was like, I never want to listen to Canadian news again because I hate this person's voice.
Too
Strong
many.
feelings.
Tim Hortons, eh?
Yeah, hey man, I forget what the section was about. I don't remember what he was talking about. I just remember that I hated his voice. Which apparently is a thing. Like if you whenever someone new, like YouTube shows, whatever, whenever there's like a new host, you'll hate the new person who's like they're garbage. And then for 8 episodes, you're just like, and then you just get
Okay.
accustomed
Get used
to
to
it.
it.
Like audiobooks, I was listening to one book, and it was like a detective series, like Alex Gray series or something, and I had a good time with it. And then I listened to like the next book. This was on a road trip years back. And when I listened to the next one, it was voiced by someone else, and I hated the thing. So it was the same book, same author, and I'm sure the book was great, but the person taught it, I was like, I just hate your voice. The whole time, like, shut up, off. We're going to the next book. This one's real sad, fine. I just hate that Scottish sounding lady. I don't remember what she sounded like.
Jordan apparently has some
Well,
beef with Scotland.
Like the first person talking was like, he had a very smooth voice, and he was like, ooh, Alex went into the apartment and saw blood splatters all over. This person's like, next book was like, and so he went into the he went into the apartment and he saw all these blood splatters everywhere.
Yes, a very Irish guy.
Well, it's like it's almost like
I would like Simon in an audiobook either.
Discount James Earl Jones was voicing the first book, and then just like
It's hard to beat.
Gwyneth Paltrow was voicing the second. Same
I've never wanted to punch my center console so badly.
Damn you, Gwyneth.
Ugh.
Damn you.
God, my favorite dumb audiobook voice was, as a kid, a buddy of mine had like the Aragon books, like books on tape. I'm like, in the books, did you guys ever read the Aragon ones?
I tried.
I read the first
Oh, you
one.
didn't read the first, just the first one.
I
Just the
got,
first
I
eight
got
chapters.
through like the first couple chapters of the first one.
Okay, that's
I
what
was distinctly unimpressed.
Like the blue dragon, Saphira, she's like the main one. They always kind of describe her like she, at least I always did, everyone I always talked to. She kind of has just like, she just sounds like a lady. She doesn't talk, she
I
just
imagine it
speaks
being
with
like very ethereal.
yeah, kind of just, you know.
Arwen from
See, that's funny because
Yeah,
I felt like
Viola
everyone,
Davis,
I
something,
felt like
just like,
everyone
you
in
know,
that
it's like
book,
just
they talked like a 17-year-old boy that was writing a book way out of his league. That's how I felt.
Okay, not the course of the discussion right now. I'm not saying you're
That's
not
how
wrong.
I felt.
Hey, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong, but in the audiobook, the voice of Saphira is like, hello, we have to go to Laura. And it was this horrible, gargly, scratchy thing, and it was like, we'd listen to it at night, like middle school, after we were done playing Gears or something, then it was like, you ever listen to Aragon? Yeah, I'm down to listen to Aragon. It was like, and it was like, I can't sleep.
So after hours of you hating the Torquemada,
So what you're saying is, despite my thought that Aragon could not get any worse than it actually was when I tried to read it, the audiobook was even worse than that.
That particular version, and just that one character. That was the first movie I ever walked out of At 12, my dad took me to see like a late night showing of it, and I was like, "No, we're leaving. Everyone's hair colors are wrong, and they didn't spend near enough time in that city."
I can't remember where I saw it. I must have.
I saw it in Texas.
I did not see it in theaters. I know that much.
Kita, try and scooch in. Is it still recording?
I don't know. Hopefully.
I'll
go
put
double
anything of substance on that, or is it just corn? Any salt? No butter?
Just corn.
Nothing? Just.
Kita, you should scoot down a little.
Mhm.
There you go. Yeah, we're recording.
It's real cozy in here.
We'll need to get a better shot when we actually start filming, but you know.
That's true. That's true.
But no, go ahead. With like the Aragon movie, I saw the trailers and I just saw how bad CGI Saphira was, and I was just like, I'm not seeing this. I didn't even love the books. You know what movie I did see? Haritza. Our friend Haritza, he worked at the Cinemark, so he'd always just take me to, he's like, hey, you want to go see this? And it was for free, and I was like, yeah, sure. Took me to the second Percy Jackson. I never watched the first Percy Jackson.
Oh, I couldn't make it through the first 20
Oh
minutes.
my
of the first
god,
one.
the second one, the whole time I'm like, this movie is so dumb. But it was free, so I was like, well, I'm here. Alright.
I turned off a free movie because I was like, I love the Percy Jackson books, and then I found it online.
The books
and I
are
was like,
fun.
Sweet.
I like the books.
20 minutes in, I was like, they can all kill themselves. I hate
I
everyone.
saw it with my entire Latin class, so
I really.
yeah.
Ooh.
No one was very impressed.
You know the only good part of those movies? Alexandra Daddario. But she's under 18, so you can't enjoy it.
Was she though?
I just assumed she
I
was.
don't think so. I think everybody in that movie was at least 20 years old, playing 12-year-olds.
Percy looked like a 22-year-old the whole time.
Yeah.
It's
I was
like,
like,
I just learned I'm a god. I'm 16. Bitch, you ain't.
Are you? Are you? You look like you got kids. Like,
I do pay alimony, but there's something different.
20 of the viewers, the lady that just left the shot, is Kita, our other guest.
yep.
She'll come back.
She might even say something during this podcast.
She might.
No guarantees though.
We're talking about Percy Jackson right now, so.
Yeah, that was a bad movie. I
Ugh.
didn't see the second one.
But the books I liked.
Books are great.
I enjoyed the books. I
I heard they're making an Artemis Fowl movie.
Oh, I was just about to say, you know what books I love? You know what books?
You know which books
were
I loved?
great?
Like the first 4 of Artemis Fowl. They went real downhill. I
You know,
know.
you know
I
what
don't remember
books?
the last one.
You know what book series?
I don't
had
think
a-
I've read the very last one.
You know what book series had a really weird quality roller coaster? You have somewhere around here, Pendragon books.
Yeah, I was gonna say I never read the last one. Read 90% of them. Read 9 out of 10.
I never read any of them. Everybody when I was a kid was reading Pendragon.
Pendragon was
First
great.
book was fun. 2 and 3, amazing. Three is my favorite.
The water
4
one?
No, the water one was the second one. The third one is when they're in,
water
like the old one with the Zeppelins.
Oh yeah.
And then the fourth one's like the game, like the video game one.
No, the video game one is. That's the fourth one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember the fifth. The sixth was like the gladiator place. But those
Oh,
books,
the desert with the
But those books were always fun. But just like they at the end they started just getting real weird and all like the subplot that wasn't following him, like his side friends that were off doing stuff, got like weirdly plot important. Because the chapters would cut, it was like always following his adventures, visiting these other worlds, and then it would then cut back to his friends in his world, just like, oh, where's Pendragon? What's all going on?
Oh yeah, like his friends back at home. Oh yeah.
And then like that started becoming important to the plot, and that's when it got weird.
Really, honestly, the only thing I remember of those books, other than like the 3 that I have, are in excellent condition. Just whoosh. I love the crap out of the second one because it was Waterworld, but like a good version of Waterworld,
Yeah.
like a fun version.
There's always like seafaring
and
people,
you're just
and,
jumping
like,
around.
water- the little like, jet things they hold
What
on
was
to. and
what was the
swirl
plot of Pendragon?
Mm.
I never knew.
After his parents, did his parents like die or something at the beginning, or maybe they're just not important. Like he's hanging
They
out.
weren't his parents. Wasn't
Yeah.
that it? Like,
But
they
you
were
would
just
know
like,
later, I think.
yeah.
Like he's hanging out with his uncle in the first book, and his uncle's like, "I'm part of this secret race of like people that help guard the multiverse."
They're
from
time travelers.
Saint Dane was like the evil guy's name for some reason.
Yeah.
And so like he then like takes him to these. They're like some of them are like other worlds, some of them are like alternate dimensions, like back in time in like the 30s. Like that's like its own like world. That's like important. Like the 9 or 10 worlds that are like part of this.
It's just like a
universe.
world that just exists in the 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, like,
man.
but it's like still Earth.
Combine
just
Doctor
add-
Who and Harry Potter.
Because
Based
some
kind
of
of
the worlds
together.
were time travel and some of them were different. But basically, he would go there, and there's like a problem, and Saint Dane and other people are trying to like essentially take like the life essence or whatever of the world for nefarious deeds. And so he'd go there, and he'd be like, oh.
Just general evil tomfoolery.
And
Yeah.
so
He
he
would
would
suck your life force.
And so he
we
would
can
go
do-
there.
I haven't gone that far yet,
Yeah.
but we're gonna do something with it.
He'd usually get like a companion while he's there, very Doctor Who. They'd
Yeah.
adventure around and be like, oh, we're now in a world where XYZ rules apply. And he'd be like, oh, what's this? And then like he'd adventure through it.
So it's like Star Wars, where like every world only has one thing about it for some reason.
Not
so, like,
as drastic, but pretty much.
versus like Earth, you know, it has water, it has deserts, it's got jungles. Everything in Star Wars is like we're on a desert planet.
This is the planet.
Is there anywhere
that's
that's
just
not desert?
Yeah.
Nope.
Like the fourth
There's a
book,
cave.
it was like a Matrix world where like everyone can be hooked up into computers and kind of live their own ideal world. So it's like Matrix by choice. And
Like nobody does anything. Like all the people that aren't in the machine are just like 20-year-old employees who are just like, ugh,
That have
work
to
for
run
5
it.
days on, and then they like get to spend time for like a week in like the fun world where you just do whatever the F you want. You just do anything you want.
I've heard Ready Player One is kind of like that too.
I'm all sorry about
I've heard
Reddit.
people either seem to love Ready Player One, or they say it's just a bunch of fan service that's honestly not written that well. So I don't know. I do, and it seems
All I
like
know is it's a thing.
I'm probably beyond the age of like who it's targeted
I
for.
feel like I only hear 20-year-old males talking about it.
You know what I
I don't
never.
know, but it seems like it's all 80s references though.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So it's
Iron
like
Giant, Thundercats.
I don't know. What the book series that I was reading when I was a kid, Harry Potter, obviously.
Didn't get to read Harry Potter.
Did you ever read Harry Potter?
No, there was witchcraft in it.
right.
Pendragon though.
I could read Lord of the Rings, Pendragon, anything else under the sun, as long as it wasn't just explicitly about wizards and witches.
Oh, yeah. I was a big fan of what was it? Alex Rider when I was a kid. I was all about that.
Never read those.
With something Horowitz was the author's name. It was this
That
like
sounds
kid whose uncle was a spy who was like apparently training him his whole childhood to be a spy, but he didn't realize it.
Didn't they make a movie about
They
it?
did. It
With-
had the dude from
Taylor Lautner, wasn't it?
No. It was.
I love Spy Kids.
Alex.
This is a great movie.
I can't
Spy
remember.
Kids 2.
Yeah, it's great.
Alan Cummings.
Oh,
He's about.
Why'd you watch?
The thing with
They're
Alex Rider, though,
related to the Machete movies. I
Yes.
never knew that.
same universe. The thing about Alex Rider is he always seemed like such a mature character the whole time I was reading it. But then, like, going back to it, I was like, this 14-year-old kid. There is no 14-year-old kid in the world that could handle himself this well in a life and death situation at all.
The Young James Bond books. I only ever read one, but it was great. Silverfin, always fun time.
Well, I think that's pretty much what Alex Rider was.
I've never read a James Bond book.
I've never read the actual ones. I just read the Young James Bond.
Young Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I can do it. Watched 2 loads of VHS. They were bad.
I think the main character, the young Indiana Jones, was one of the brothers in Irish Boondock Saints.
No.
Yeah,
No.
100%.
No.
100%.
Mm-mm.
I will look this up and we'll edit it out if you want me to. I can guarantee you. I can guarantee you right
I
now.
can see all 3 of their faces, and he's neither one
Let's
of
come
them.
closer.
Hold on. Keep talking. I'm gonna look this up.
Let's talk about the boy. Well, we'll get like a tripod so we can like do like a wider shot so we can actually
That's
not
a
be
good idea.
like welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
We're very
And then we can set it up
If
on the
Parker
couch.
leans
and
against
we
the wall, facing this way, then that's good.
You're not really like facing the camera, but I mean,
From the
prologue's
point of the podcast that you just talk.
yeah. But right now, since we don't really have good audio equipment, essentially I'm gonna upload this to YouTube. And
Sean
that's-
Patrick Flannery. That's the dude from Boondock Saints. Do not ever question me on movie trivia. Ever. Let's pull up his filmography.
Let's all
right now.
question.
Wait, who is he in the Boondock Saints?
He's one of the brothers in Boondock Saints.
He's one of the Boondock Saints.
Saints 1 and 2 and Young Indiana Jones. Do not ever question me, Parker. How do you still do this? Why? Why do you still do this? There's not a lot of things that I know. There's not a lot of things that I
Did you
know.
get something wrong last week?
No. What did I get wrong last week?
I don't
What have I
remember.
ever got wrong about movies?
This is what happens every time I get something wrong. Then it's like, don't ever question God. Then you do, and you're just like, well, I just forgot.
Parker.
We'll speak out to the audio cast.
Parker. I'm always right about movie trivia. This is just a fact of life.
Oh, dude.
All right.
It's a fact.
Tim Mans, what's his name? Rick Mans. Did you guys ever watch movie fights on Screen Junkies?
I never really watched it. You're the only one I know that watches any Screen Junkies content that's not honest trailers.
I don't anymore.
I love Screen Junkies, but all I watch is their honest trailers. And like the rare video when it's like, oh, that kind of sounds like their Oscars one.
Yeah.
Noms, like that one was fun.
Like 2014 and 2015, watched a lot of Screen Junkies, and then dropped precipitously off after that.
Fair enough.
That was almost a year ago when we were watching. Like I guess like 8 months ago when we were watching that like that Oscars one. like talking about like La La Land, Deadpool.
Oh yeah, that was it. Let's go.
But no, so right now for the podcast,
Just trying to get you on camera
It's
somehow.
Minnie the
yeah,
Moocher.
Kia, you could be on camera.
I'm trying to get you on camera.
Kia's not on camera. Maybe she'll talk. No, I'm thinking once I get like a few more paychecks from my current job, I'm gonna invest in like a decent camera. I'll probably get a tripod so we can set up like a wire shot, and then like microphones so we can just like plug it into a computer in theory and just be like, hey there, you can now hear my sultry voice right inside your ear.
And then we'll go back and look at this video.
That sounds just like the impersonation of you, or of you that I do. That is
Hi
that.
there. My name is Jordan. This is Parker. Doing Jordan. Very sultry. Or Keita's impression where it's like, yes, I'm Sir Jordan. I breathe a lot when I talk.
I think they're switched. I think that's Parker's impression of
That
me.
sounds more like Parker.
Parker, do your impression of me. Parker, do.
Yeah, I think that was. Hello, I'm Jordan. We're gonna be doing a podcast today. We're gonna play some Mario, and we're gonna see where things go.
And then the other one is me.
Do you do Salter Jordan? What's your Jordan sound like?
The one that he did
Do
initially.
yours.
Do your Jordan voice.
Not.
Do it now.
No.
Not on
The best
camera.
impression we all do
Is Eamon.
is Eamon. Because Eamon, we love him. But one day he was
only
talking.
one personality trait,
Yeah.
apparently.
Eamon came home one day and he's talking to us. We were talking about dating or something.
I can't remember.
And
What it was.
Eamon just, ooh, aha.
I still don't remember making that sound.
You did once, probably 2 years ago, and Jordan and I were talking, and I was like, yeah, this is
No,
Eamon.
because you were talking to Keita, and you guys were having like a good conversation, and you said that, and me and Parker spent about 5 minutes like painfully laughing.
yeah,
at
that's
like,
not
you
familiar.
the
did say
can't
that.
breathe laughter.
Yeah, maybe I did.
And me and Parker was just like, ooh,
And that's all I am.
Uh,
Two noises.
hey, a soundbite lasts forever.
That's
no,
true.
I thought we were gonna at the beginning. I was like, oh, I can name this like podcast like, oh, we're talking about like books into movies. Now we can just name it like ooh, comma ah.
What's my sound? That impression.
Keita's voice to me is always kind of like this.
I feel like it's only like that because that's Parker's impression of Keita.
My impression. It's like my Trump isn't a Trump impression. It's an Alec Baldwin Trump
It's
impression.
it's Trump.
I mean,
it's
is there much of a
Toad doing
difference?
Alec
Keita,
Baldwin.
you never talk as like shy or me because I make you sound. Your voice is always just kind of like hi, I'm Keita. I'm gonna talk to you about science and stuff.
But it's like 8 octaves low.
Hey there. Keita.
I'm Keita.
She's okay. So we went from like Bubbles to the Powerpuff Girls. So my version is Bubbles to the Powerpuff Girls. Apparently, when Parker hears Keita, it's James
Todd Duggan.
Earl, it's James Earl Jones.
Hey, baby.
Don't
Hey, you want to learn about science?
Parker, don't choke on your ambitions.
Oh, man.
I think historically, for anyone who's ever heard any of my impersonations, do terrible renditions of women.
Yeah, because they all just turn to
They all sound
Jewish
the
old
same.
women.
Well, okay, that's if I'm doing the
They're,
old.
they're all of your roommate Allie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I don't think she enjoyed the impersonation, but I always felt like I did a Dynamite Alley.
I only met Allie like maybe twice, so I don't remember. But I do seem like it feels like that impression was really her essence. So
Yeah.
it works.
Like when I do my mom, she sounds like Minnie Mouse. That's my mom's essence. She's queen of Disney Castle.
So you're
It's
saying
like
when you
the
do
Kingdom
mine,
Hearts
like the essence of me is like a scholarly version of a Joel.
Your dad.
You've never met my dad.
No, you're my dad.
Oh yeah. Well, it's like you've met my mom. I think you've met my dad once.
I don't think I don't even know what your dad looks like. I just imagine you older with a mustache.
I'm not like
Where
he's
he's
bald.
shirtless and he's got a glass of like flake fish and he's just like, Ellie.
So my dad is Joel.
Because that's what you want to be.
Oh,
Okay, did you
boy.
guys see the new Last of Us 2 trailer?
I did.
No.
It looked very
It
cool.
has nothing to do with like Joel or Ellie, but it's like, you know, like very much like creepy, like shitty survivalist people. Like,
I have a
trying to
theory.
kill a lady, and they're like, "Oh, your baby's corrupt." I'm wondering like if like people like Ellie that are immune to the cordyceps are now like more widespread, and the girl's like praying with that.
That's not what I think. I think that's Ellie's mother. I think that happened in the past.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because there's clickers, but like basically it's like this lady.
I like to think
She's
that that's
being-
like my theory, but I guarantee if we Google this right now, everybody's probably saying that.
Like, cause like the shot like opens like there's like this lady being dragged, and like she gets like strung up, and she has a noose around her neck, and they're like these like two people kind of culty. They're like, you have evil inside of you, and we're gonna
Demon or
cut it
something.
out. And then they get ambushed by like this like freedom fighter lady, and then like another one helps out, and they take him out and get cut down, and then like they'll get ready, and some clickers start running in. It's very intense. Like you see a person get their arm broken by a hammer.
It was rough.
It's real rough.
Show everything.
Like,
I'm excited. Do they have a launch date for it yet?
I don't think so yet.
It's right after Kingdom Hearts 3.
No, after Kingdom Hearts 3 is the end of days. We have 1 day to finish it. No, my presumption is we'll probably get a release date, if not before, but probably at like E3. Like E3, they'll probably be like November of 2018. My guess is like holiday of 2018.
Jordan, you know what would be the most disappointing or the most hysterical part of all? If we only had 1 day to finish Kingdom Hearts 3, is that I would finish the game and you wouldn't, because you'd be on the second world or third world still trying to 100%. It's like, Jordan, it doesn't matter. Tomorrow's the end of it. I can't.
But Bart, side quests, the lore.
Why are you collecting all the Jiminy journals? Because I want the true ending. You won't get to see the true ending.
I've never actually played Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. See, the thing is, Kingdom Hearts.
I got one and two on PlayStation.
On
too.
PS4,
My original
I
discs.
have a digital download of 1.5 plus 2.5, which is Kingdom Hearts 1 and Chain of Memories remastered. The cutscenes.
You don't want those. You want the OG PS2 versions.
Oh, okay.
No, but like it's basically the PS1 version, but like the final mix, which is like the re-release, like a few extra things, like abilities and like a world.
You're just
but
going
it's
around
like toned
Disney
up
worlds or something, right?
So Kingdom Hearts.
Makes me with a lot of angst and Square Enix.
I mostly
Final Fantasy games.
like I learned this playing through because I played through Kingdom Hearts 1 and then 2 over like right before we went to Japan over like in August and September. Kingdom Hearts 1, because the story gets real convoluted and angsty and Square Enix very fast, but Kingdom Hearts 1 is essentially like you're a kid who is on an island and you learn there are worlds that are connected, and each world's kind of like a Disney world. And there's Disney villains like Maleficent. They're like, we want this key because it can open any lock and it can kind of like open up people's hearts, essentially. Hearts are power.
Okay.
And at the end, they're kind of getting manipulated by this evil guy named Ansem. So you're like, oh, we thought we were fighting Disney villains going through Disney worlds, but there's this eviler person who's kind of leading the Heartless, which are basically just like the darkness in people's hearts. And then it gets very, very convoluted afterwards.
To the point where there's like I think the shortest one I ever saw was like explaining the entirety of the Kingdom Hearts timeline. It's like an hour and a half long because it's like, all right, well, we first need to start back before time itself.
Because like if you talk
It
about
is like
Kingdom
watching-
I feel like
Hearts,
this is a lot more complicated than it needs to be for a bunch of Disney characters.
well, here's the thing.
Yeah, because it's a Final Fantasy game.
Basically.
Oh, it's a Final Fantasy game?
Well,
Square Enix makes it.
It's great, and there's Final Fantasy characters, so it's like
Yeah.
in like the Hercules world, you can't have a bunch of because they only have so many rights and so much time. So like you're fighting against Hercules and the Cerberus, and a bunch of just like know nothing like heartless enemies. But then there's also Cloud Strife
Wait, you're fighting against Hercules?
No, you're fine with
in the
it.
Colosseum.
Oh, okay.
Like
Well, you find him as a contender, but you're
in the
fine.
Colosseum. But like there's also like like Cloud Strife and like Sephiroth and like Leon. They don't really play like a huge
Oh,
role.
these people are. Okay.
Final
I've never
Fantasy,
played Final Fantasy.
But they're like they're
Oh,
sub
they're great.
characters. So it's like, oh, in this world, like Final Fantasy character, they're not like super important, but they're like sub characters.
If it's any game from before like 2006, that's not Age of Empires or Battlefield 1942, I did not play it.
They're a fun time,
Where's the
but like like especially now, the barriers to entry are a little hard because
Which one?
if you looked at the games like in terms of release, it goes from like a very simple premise to very complex. If you look at the games that they lined up like chronologically,
young kids?
the whole series is all over the board of complexities.
Those are Pokemon
That
ones.
would make sense.
The Pokemon or the Mario one?
I could explain it to you, but it would probably take about
That's
30
pretty
minutes
good.
to really cover it all,
I'll take your
There
word.
and
was
you'll
another
probably get a
one
little
that I was
lost.
like,
But they're very fun games. Like the gameplay is just super fun.
Was it like
Platformer hack and slash, essentially, with
Okay.
magic. Because like the first game is very like heavy platformer, and as they went on, like 2 is like very like hack and slash. But like it's like that. You basically go like a world, and it's like very like a Disney world. Like you're like in Mulan, and you're kind of like living out the events of the movie with the characters. But there's some Kingdom Hearts flair thrown in.
And then you go to Pirates of the Caribbean because that's a Disney movie.
Oh yeah, technically it is.
I hate
the Pirates of the Caribbean. I hate all of it.
It's just kind of slow because you're on a boat. So it's like we have to go here, fight. We have to go here, fight. You're not really like exploring it or doing anything.
I hate the Pirates. That's always the reason I don't want to play Kingdom Hearts 2 is because I hate the Pirates of the Caribbean world. Pride Lands though, oh, so much fun in the Lion King. Oh,
I didn't love the Lion King.
I love the Lion King ones.
It's fun. Like it's cool, and I like how you get to move really fast and run around. But like, I I hate the story because it's just Simba just being a sad sack, which is
He
it's like
is a sad
it's
sack.
the boiled down because like all like the Kingdom Hearts world, it's like the boiled because you're not spending the whole game in the Disney world. Like you have to hop around the other ones. So when you're there, it's very boiled down points. So Simba is just like a sad sack the whole movie, and he's just like, my dad's dead, and I'm a poop. And everyone's like, Simba, you're a poop. And it's like, But then, because the plots progress later, he's like, I'm not a poop anymore, haha.
And then he's badass. Or like in Mulan, where it's like, I have no honor. My moral is really low. You have to collect all these orbs.
You have to do a few missions, like doing like training exercises.
to
And
build
she's
up
like,
their legs
now
to
I'm
push
badass.
around.
And it jumps like, and then like it jumps like way to like when the Huns invade on the mountaintop.
And then she a badass. Then you have to come back to all the world the second time. That's Kingdom Hearts 2.
And then like there's some like post-movie plot, like they're fun games, but like
Kingdom Hearts 1, simple, fun, Disney like mashup with like a bunch of like Japanese characters from like Final Fantasy. Then 2, they're like, all right, let's keep this real unnecessarily complicated.
like, two the thing is like
Sounds
2 gets complicated, but if you just played 1 and 2, you could have a complete story. But then like there's like Birth by Sleep, and that's when it's like, yeah, now this is like an expansive thing.
They did like 2 PS2 games that were like, there were 6 years in between each one. Because I think the first, and then
that
they did
not a
like
lot of
all
people
these ones
played.
played on the DS, and then
But, like,
nobody did.
It was like, but like the PSP one and like a lot of the DS ones are very plot integral, but like you don't really play them because they play weird and
And they're bad. So now what they did is just like, all right, we're just gonna show you like a cutscene for like 20
yeah.
minutes.
Because on like the
this is the game that
1.5,
was
2.5, it's like you have like game like 1, game 2, game 4, and game 5 as like playable, and like the other games in the middle, you just can watch the cutscenes as a movie. Because there's like, yeah, we're not gonna make you play it. If you really want to know, here's the spark notes.
And that's the best part of every Final Fantasy game, is cutscenes. Because they put so much rich work and all those fantastic.
But the gameplay's sometimes fun. Like 7, the gameplay's pretty fun. A little dated, but like 15, the best part is the gameplay, and the story itself's kind of lacking because it's an open world game.
Yeah.
You can only put so much heavy Square Enix story in a world where it's like, hey, play it at your own pace. So eventually,
There's
they were
Final
just-
Fantasy.
Yeah, 15.
Oh man, the cutscenes and Crisis Core, those look so good. You were like watching something from like Advent Children. You were like, oh, this is
Advent
on the
Children.
PSP.
Good.
Your PSP got all hot because it was like, this is a lot of information. You're like, woo! 10 minutes of glory to then going back to like,
You're almost there. You're almost there, PSP. Keep lifting.
keep playing.
Yeah, I tried to play a little bit of the new Final Fantasy. I don't know if maybe I'm just missing the story from all the other.
Like
how
the
many
new one,
other-
like 15.
Yeah.
None of them.
None of them
even-
ever-
Everyone was driving around in a car. Or maybe it was
Yeah.
just there was
That's
just a
just
lot of
it.
stuff in there that I was like, I don't think I'm the target audience. Like I was questioning it the whole time where I'm like, so you got like knights and magic and stuff, and then you got like product placement cars and like
Cup noodles.
modern, yeah, like, I don't know. I also had that weird like Japanese game obsession with food. Whereas like there's like the
Oh,
whole
that
thing where
looks
it's
so
like
good.
where it's like this-
Everything you make just looks.
every time I played it, I was just like, you know what? I am more interested in just going out to eat now than I am in continuing to play this game.
Oh, I'll be curious if when you eventually do play Breath of the Wild to see how you cook your food. Because Jordan and
Breath
I,
of the Wild, like
there's a lot of cooking.
as like a Zelda game, because you always have
I
like
will do the bare minimum to recover health or do whatever. food
because like
is
in the
best.
original Zelda games, like if you beat an enemy or cut down grass, you find a heart and you heal.
Yeah.
But in this one, you know, create the open world. It's like you only heal if you like rest in a bed or if you make food. And it's like Parker's meals were always like very rudimentary, like a bunch of mushrooms in a pot. Mine, I would like try to like max out benefits.
So like
and,
how we cook in real life.
Literally, yes.
make the food look good. Like I would go to Goron City and buy Goron Spice. It adds nothing but hearts and flair.
In that
but it's
case,
just like I
my
just want
only question for Breath of the Wild, does it show protein content? Because then
No, but you can make an entire meal of just 5 steaks.
perfect. We're
That
good.
literally, even if we were making
A
the same
dozen
food,
eggs.
they get the same benefits. It'd be like, I'm making eggs. Jordan, what are you doing with your eggs? I threw 5 in the pot and I was like, I got 5 eggs.
So
Jordan,
just like you do every morning.
I've got
Fast
rice,
this
I've
up.
got some mushrooms,
some
I got
alien wheat.
I've got
I made
some-
an omelet.
I made this delicious meal. It recovers my hearts, and I can strike faster for the next 5 minutes. Or I put 5 tough mushrooms in a pot, and this meal is just a bunch of eggs.
What can you do with that? I can get hit by a rock and nothing happened to me.
Sounds
Parker,
like
you didn't
exactly
learn
what
how
you
to
do
fight a
in
boss at all. You're just
Yeah.
tanking the damage.
Parker-
I for the
For
win.
one, Breath of the Wild, go play it. It's a great time. But Parker's strategy was always just like, eat nothing but food content that gives you extra defense. Just take all the damage
Never
and
dodge.
just keep healing. Mine was like, dodge, jump, shoot, flurry rush, slice them up. Parker, don't dodge, just take the hit, eat more food.
Kicked across the map into a rock, then just
Parker
run
on
back.
one of my files, because he was playing, he's like, I could take down the tough enemy. And he did, but he ate half of the food I had. Whereas I could do it, it would take a little bit longer.
It would take 10 minutes longer, and you would eat a third of the food, but...
I would eat like one food. But Parker is just like, yeah. Oh, Jordan, all those meals you spent all that time to make and stuff, yeah, I downed it because I'm just taking hits left and right.
Hey, I beat the game.
You did beat the game. I'm proud of you. Parker never beats games.
I never finished Zelda games.
You don't finish a lot of games. What? Coliseum, Star Fox Adventures, Ocarina of Time.
Pokemon Coliseum? Was that the game that
Yeah.
Kitty Cat Jones.
I don't blame you
Kitty
for
Cat
not
Jones.
finishing that game. That was one of the worst looking games I've ever seen in
It's
my
just,
entire life.
it's just so slow because like each fight you have to.
I saw literally nothing redeemable about that game.
There's an
Maybe I'm not the
intro-
target audience.
There's
I
an
just
intro to every Pokemon fight. Every Pokemon then like has to stand around, wait, you select your actions, and then they do the attack, which takes a while. Unlike in the handhelds where it's like attack.
All I know, Parker, is that you were literally groaning through the entire time I saw you playing that game.
Well, that was also...
And every time you're going,
Well, 'cause-
I'm done, I
no,
can't do this
'cause here's the
anymore.
thing,
And then
Parker-
I'd come back 2 hours later and you're still playing it.
Parker has been playing a lot of emulators at that time, so Parker was used to a game on that was the same timeline but at 8 times speed on his phone.
No.
So
16 times.
So Parker was just like at the problem of he was just used to Pokemon instant gratification.
Just answer me, why were you playing it?
Because I didn't beat this kid.
And they're fun.
That's it. You weren't having fun, you just wanted to fulfill this.
That's like sort of the reason I play any old school game. That was the reason I bought that Super Mario Land when we were in Japan, is because I didn't beat it as a kid. Lost my copy of it. I bought it for $10. And then I beat it the third day we got home.
And yet you
Now
haven't
it's
beat Ocarina of Time. You're 2 dungeons away. It would take you an hour if you knew what you were doing. Like 3 to 4 if you're new. But
Ocarina
you've
of Time
now
is the
played
only
through
Zelda
it all.
game I ever played, but I only ever played it about twice a year when I was at Oregon visiting my family.
Yeah.
Ocarina's classic. Not mine. A lot of people stop Zelda. Not mine, but easily in the top 3.
I still remember being blown
Top
away
five.
by the
Top
graphics.
5.
This game looks so beautiful.
Have you seen it on the 3DS? Looks even better.
Does it?
But it still has that same like feel to it.
I mean, like looking back on it, like I've seen what it looks like. I'm like, what was I thinking?
Oh,
This
the
game-
64 version?
Yeah.
Oh my
no, the 64
God.
version. I was like,
Kill it with fire.
How did I think this was good
Well, it's
looking?
like any game. Like I remember back in the day when people were like, "GoldenEye is photo realistic," and their faces are just like blobs. They just have
That's true.
vague human shapes. But I'm like, photo realistic. Nothing will look better
That's true.
because that's just how graphics look.
That's just how gaming in general works, though. Like, I remember playing Battlefield 1942 being like, this is the coolest freaking looking game I've ever seen. Playing Battlefield 1 and it's like, look at this stupid horse glitch. This is the dumbest looking game I've ever
Because
seen.
Eamon, you were playing through Horizon Zero Dawn, and that game looks phenomenal.
It's true.
But I'm sure in 5 years, like, I mean, it's still gonna look good. But there's gonna be some games like,
Yeah.
but have you played this game where you can see every?
I mean, it's like
individual
Second Son.
hair and
I'm playing through Second Son, and I remember when the trailers for Second Son came out, I
Oh,
was like,
Second Son-
that game
Launch-
looks amazing. Now I'm
Launch
playing
title
through it.
PS4, and like the lighting, especially, is what makes that
Yeah.
game look good. But like the faces, like it
They're
could
bad.
look better. It could look a lot better.
I mean, I would go further to say it could look better. They don't look that good.
Yeah,
And
They-
PS4
they ain't
came
right.
out in what, 2013?
PS-
It's been 4 years.
Oh, yeah.
2013, yeah.
Yeah. Man. But yeah,
PS5's
I
coming
remember.
out next year.
Is there a name? What's it called now?
PS5.
Is it actually called PS5?
PS5.
I don't keep up with that stuff.
I can only imagine what Xbox calls theirs.
Don't they have like the
Xbox One
Xbox?
X.
Is it really?
Yeah, it just recently kind of came out. It's the Xbox One X, so it's Xbox box.
Xbox box. I was.
Because like if you spell the anagram like XBOX
So now the next one
One
will be
X,
Xbox.
it's Xbox, it's anagram.
Yeah.
Xbox One X.
I just enjoyed the internet names for both of them. It was the X-Bone and the Piss Poor.
I never heard that. I always just heard PS4 and Xbox.
People like PS4.
Yeah.
The people that call it piss poor are the people that bought an Xbox
They're
One. They're
salty.
like,
They're
oh
salty.
god, I gotta fight back in some way.
I
I bought this for Halo 5 and it was a massive disappointment.
I don't know anyone that. I know one person that bought an Xbox or an Xbone.
Same. I only know one person.
The vast majority of people I knew that met a new generation picked out PS4. But
Alex is the
It's
only
still
person I know.
exclusive.
that.
maybe that's just because of the friends I hang out with. I hang out with PlayStation people.
This is
Xbox people.
Well-
kill them.
Well, like Parker, I'm a PlayStation person.
I would go that far.
See, the thing is, Parker, I'm a PlayStation person, but always above that is a fine, unbreakable layer of Nintendo. So now there's the new, like, Nintendo, minus the Wii U. Anytime there's a new, like, system or new Zelda game, I'm just like, any PS4 game I'm playing, get out of there!
See,
straight back into Nintendo.
I know.
I might do another
Deep
Breath
in
of
my
the Wild
heart.
yeah.
PC is the master race. We all know this. I was part of it once upon a time. I know that up there, above
Like-
all of us peasants, there is the
My
PC.
thing with PC is I know like on a PC, if maxed out, it's gonna always look and run and play better. But me, I'm not huge. Like my computer is always just like it's there just to get stuff done. I don't want the investment. I just kind of like having a console, just like sit it down, plug it in, put in a game, and you're there.
I mean, with Steam, basically, that's all you
Yeah,
do.
I mean, once you do the computer, and if you build it yourself, it's honestly like not that like to build something that's just a bit better than a PS4 or an Xbox. It's not that much more expensive, I'd say. You can build a gaming PC for $600.
And I know that I'm kind of wrong in like my like this. I don't hate PCs. Like the PC gaming friends I have looks amazing. I'm just not the type to like build a gaming computer. I'd
I just
rather
don't
That's
sit
why
down
you
with
get the
console.
parts from somebody else.
Yeah,
No-
and then
no-
don't finish it.
And then don't finish it.
Any game I've ever wanted to play is on a console I own. The
I-
only game in the last like 5 years that's not on a console I own that I really want to play is Cuphead, and I think my computer could run it terribly, but maybe.
That's why I wanted to do the PC game or I wanted to build a desktop. Was like I don't for the rest of my life I don't have to shell out another $400 or $500 every 5 years for something.
I just know that by
I
the
want
time
to just switch out my graphic card for like $200.
There you go. I just know that by the time Cyberpunk comes out, I need a PC. I need
Cyberpunk?
the CD Projekt Red, the
Oh.
newest game that's like they don't even have a release date for it, but they've been like taking out patents that are like.
I love
Insane.
No Man's Sky. It's a great time. no,
I still remember how
Same
excited my
conversation.
roommate last year was for No Man's Sky, and I was telling him the whole time I was like,
How
"You remember
long-
Spore? You
how
remember
long-
Spore?"
How long did the rose glasses last? The rose tinted glasses.
He
last?
played it for like 2 days, and he was like, "Yeah."
God, I know.
I told
Spore
him.
was the same. There's so much. You can do infinite things. Make your own creature. I made a creature. I played it for 2 hours. Yeah, I stopped. No Man's Sky. I never played No Man's Sky, but from everyone saying, I went to a planet. I mined some stuff. Yeah, I stopped.
Especially when and I never played it, but I did read about the ending.
And they have an ending.
Well, so that's the thing.
Well, if you made it to the
Spoiler,
end again,
spoiler alert for anyone that still cares about.
No,
No
I
Man's
heard about
Sky.
this too. Go for it.
But the ending, where they're like, you have to get to the
You're trying
center
to
of the
reach the-
universe.
Right, yeah.
There's something amazing there. Apparently, you get there and then it starts the game over.
You get there and it's just like you found the center of the universe. You know the vast infinite cosmos, and it just brings you back to a new starting world. You start the game over. Because they
Yeah.
couldn't think of anything better to put there. It's like, oh god, yeah, we spent all of our money procedurally making planets that are all the same because we had to auto-populate them with the 5 character models we actually made.
See, I just knew because if you ever look at gaming developers' interviews, like go back and look at the Doom developers. They were like basically they were going, yeah, we have so much fun with this game. We're not like doing as much work as we should be doing because we're constantly playing it and listening to the soundtrack on the way to and from work. I can't remember the dude's name. It was like Sean Murray or something. The main guy for No Man's Sky. You could just see him having a nervous breakdown as time went forward, and like every interview was just another punch in the face for him, where they'd be like, they'd ask him, I can't remember the questions they were asking him, but like every question they would ask, no, that's not in the game. No, that's not in the game. No, and then I knew. You could see on those videos that was the man. That was the face of a man who is steadily going insane. Whose soul was just given the old one.
There's like a lot of-
he was the greatest con artist of all time.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't think he did it maliciously. I think he
had
this
an
vision.
idea, but the thing is, I think like he had this idea of just like let's make a space world where you can do anything and go anywhere. But the thing is, when it came to like actually doing that as a game, it's like, but there's nothing to do, and like because you have to design, you can make a procedural algorithm that makes planets look and feel and be completely different, but there has to be something on those planets. And when you only have 5 enemies, 3 races, and like 20 materials, it's gonna turn into
honestly,
the same thing.
I tend to think, and I didn't follow it super closely. I just followed it enough that I could give my roommate shit about it. But I tend to
the best way
think.
to follow something.
I tend to think
Did you see that new?
No interview came out.
I think that it was never meant to be a AAA game.
No.
I think if that had come out on Steam for $15 or $20, it
would've-
would have been hailed as like, wow, this is a really cool
It would have been
game.
a cult classic.
But when it was advertised on television in front of YouTube videos for $60,
Yeah,
unfinished,
I can see that.
I don't think he ever meant for it to go that far, honestly.
See, because like you see like
If anybody watching this cares about a game that came out a year ago, and only was played by anybody for a week.
The thing is, you see games that are in development for a long time. Like Cuphead was in development for a really long time. Because they've been talking about that for E3 for like 2 or 3 E3s for a while.
Wasn't that it was hand drawn, right?
Because it's all hand drawn and all the music is very like true to like the era.
But see, that took a long time.
See, because they're putting in the labor of love.
Exactly.
No Man's Sky, you could tell he's like, yeah, I'm gonna put this out, but it's like it wasn't in development for as long as it could have been. Because they're just like, yeah,
and honestly,
we don't
it was
really
all
have
their
any
fault.
substance.
I know
to
that there
it.
was some sort of like flooding or some sort of disaster or something that hit their offices that wiped out a ton of their data that they had to start from scratch. And then whoever the publisher was, I think it was Sony. Of course, it was probably Sony. Where they were like, push back the release date? Absolutely not. That's not happening.
Was it at E3 this year? Didn't they announce a DLC for it? It's like the Atlas DLC. Now there's content. It's like this big DLC that's meant to fix all the problems. It's like, yeah, because this one maybe has a game in it.
Did you also reduce the price by $60?
I do wonder what No Man's Sky retails for now
Go
on
for it.
Steam.
See, that's why I'm kind of okay with like Breath of the Wild was originally supposed to be a just Wii U title, and it took forever, but it came out and it was like, it was worth it. It was huge and there's tons to do. So I'm kind of okay with like Kingdom Hearts taking forever. I don't want it to take forever, but it's like, if it needs another year, because it needs it, fine. Because Final Fantasy 15 was in development for a long time, and while I had a fun time with it, it's like, yeah, it probably could have still used some time to just fix the things. Like,
It's still
now,
$60.
Now patches
On Steam?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah. Mostly negative reviews. 36%.
Ooh.
Oof.
And if
You
that's
know what game
not
costs
just
$15
quality,
takes place in space where anything can happen?
FTL?
What?
FTL?
FTL?
Fast and Life, kids. Like,
That's
never
Fast and
played
Light,
it, but
Fast
Parker
and
did. You know what's the best space game you can play with all your friends? It's Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time.
game.
Great for couples, great for families, great for roommates who are trying to work out their inabilities to foster
Because I saw them play that once.
Aim it for the love of God, Steve.
Hey, I never steered. I was on the gun.
We threw you into the middle of a level. That was not bad.
We've yet to do a 4-person on that. Because you've done, me and Parker did a full playthrough. Him and Keith have done some. Me and Keith have done some. Those 3 did some. But we've yet to do a 4-player. And I don't want to boast, but like I think I was the best captain.
Oh, I'm a terrible captain.
Because I spent the whole time steering, so I learned how to steer really well. I was always on engines and usually guns. Parker was almost exclusively shield, sometimes guns.
my time on shield.
So Parker would be defense, and I'd be running around all the different stations.
I'm not an offensive player.
Because those that don't know, and you should play it.
I was on the shields too.
Lovers in
Which is
Dangerous
right.
Space Time. You're in this big like circular ship, and it's you and 3 other people. It can be like 1 person with an AI or 4. You're running around to different modules of the spaceship, like shooting up or down or left and exploring. It's a fun time. We've been filming this podcast now for like almost 40 minutes.
That's true.
No, I'm also not one. Am I a bad leader in that game in general?
I'm not saying you're a bad leader.
Oh no, I
I'm saying I was the
objectively am.
best steer.
Yeah, even in my own fantasies or like when I'm playing a game, I never am. Like in FTL, you name all your characters every time you buy a new crew member.
So you're not
or
Kirk.
buy a slayer. I never put I almost never put myself as a character in there, and if I do, I'm never the captain ever. 100% of my playthroughs, I have never named myself the captain position. I always name my friends. Zach and Riker, y'all always are captain.
I can't imagine Lovers in Dangerous Space Time. Like I'm like captain or like engines. Parker would be like shields, defenses. Keto would be like offense and R&D, and Eamon would
Ooh,
be
R&D
shields.
officer? Oh yeah.
Hey, you were on shields because shields is like the most important, but it has the easiest learning
Yeah.
curve.
That's true.
Shooting, you have to manage all 4 directions unless you're on the rolling ship, and then Yamato is like emergencies.
Yeah. What is that?
It's my belly button ring.
Belly button rings.
Have you been keeping that here?
I
Have I
Some
not
people
noticed?
keep a sock drawer. Some people just keep their belly button.
Keto lives here now.
Yeah.
No, I
She's slowly moving
No, I
in.
left it here
Yeah, she
yesterday.
lives here now.
I mean, she does like have part of the dresser in front of the closet.
I do not.
You had shoes here for a while too.
I mean, in all fairness, Parker, you were part of my closet. So.
Parker, you know
that was part of the agreement.
That's part of what you told me the
Okay,
agreement
but here's-
was after I signed the
Here's the
lease.
thing. You know Keto already lives here because her toothbrush is here.
Is it?
Well, I need
She's
to
had a
brush my
toothbrush here
No,
since
that's,
day
as
two.
soon as your toothbrush permanently stays in a place, you live there.
Well, I gave her a toothbrush back in December.
Wow, you've lived here longer than I have, Kita. You're not even on the lease.
Yeah.
I don't have any clothes in the closet. And I have nothing in the drawers.
That's not true.
Open
the top drawer.
Key's now opening the top drawer.
Oh yeah.
She's looking in the top drawer very sad.
Also, there's a never-ending stream of tiny Kita socks that are just either in my room or somewhere around the house. I'll do laundry. I'll take your guys' laundry out, and then I'm like, well, there's the world's tiniest
I think you
sock.
still like my socks right now.
I what?
I think you have one of my socks right now. Like the black dress sock.
I mean, I got some tiny socks.
I have so many socks. Thanks, sis.
I have been missing socks.
Keita, why are there?
Because
they're
they're all
here.
in my bed.
Keita, how long is the timer on that going for?
45 minutes.
Awesome, man. See?
Yeah,
It just rolls.
it's true.
Now I'm trying to think, because this one I will put up on YouTube. We're doing it officially. Post on Facebook, share it to our friends. Either today or tomorrow, I'm also gonna start that Kickstarter. We're starting a Kickstarter, kids.
Yeah.
We're gonna shave Parker's chest.
Not shave. We're gonna
Wax
wax
it. Yeah, we're gonna wax his chest.
Everybody donates.
Everybody down.
We will tape it for whichever podcast we get the money by. We will videotape Parker's entire chest getting waxed. It's gonna be great.
For charity.
Yeah,
For
we'll post that on
charity.
Facebook.
Mainly our charity money. For me, for rent.
And
And them, just
the
extra
Keep
money.
Aiming Fed Fund.
Yeah,
It's a good
yeah.
fund.
This is my full-time job now, everyone. So
I do Kickstarter.
please donate for Parker
Amen.
to be in
You
pain
could
for
be-
my
Amen.
financial
Honestly,
gain.
you're swole and pretty enough that you could be a YouTube character. I have to be
That's
the
what we're trying to
host.
do right now.
No, see, this thing. I have to be the host of the podcast and have interesting, attractive people on because I'm like a gremlin. So like when I make videos, it's gonna have to be a let's play where it's like, hey, it's let's play. You can hear my voice and like my headphones, and my gameplay, but there's no face cam because they're like, oh god, Schmeagle Plays is on. Have you guys watched Gollum Plays? What's it called? What's called the You're Not Wrong Let's Play.
This is the guy.
So I have to have attractive people on my podcast.
I don't know, Jordan.
I mean,
You got the cutoff shirt on. You're looking beefy
I know.
today.
I didn't change for the podcast. I hope no one actually would watch this.
this is just to say we did it. We hope that no one watches this.
Because honestly, me and you guys, if you're going to be permanent attachment, just got to get in the rhythm of uploading content.
It's true.
Question is,
Regular time
Yeah.
schedules.
Hey, I've got the time.
we didn't even explain on this episode why it's called You're Not Wrong, and we won't.
Do we know why it's called that? I don't know why it's called that.
You're not
Do
wrong.
we have to explain it now?
No, never. You
No,
never
it's
do.
okay. Explain it after we turn this off.
I mean,
What's
you
the name
keep
of
it
our
as a
bar?
mystery.
What's the name of our
No,
future bar?
I say that a lot.
That's true.
You never know.
What's catchphrases?
It is my catchphrase,
That's
but there's a
what-
story behind it too.
I don't know what the story is.
I'll tell you after the
I'll
camera,
learn with
so,
everyone
yeah.
else.
Well,
Okay.
that'll be the next episode.
Final question.
Oh, so we're doing wrap up now?
Well, it has nothing to do with the podcast, but I just have a question for
Okay,
you.
well,
Keep
maybe
that
we'll wrap
going.
up soon. Final question.
Alright, I feel like I picked up like 75% of your catchphrases and mannerisms
Yeah,
having lived here.
I'm a medic. I infect your vocalisms.
I don't feel like people ever pick up my.
You don't have any like sayings or like speech patterns. I feel like I laugh more when I'm around you, but that's just you being you. I don't.
I'm trying to think.
Kita.
I don't know.
I don't know if I have
Chime in,
anything.
kid. Come in here and chime in real fast. Does Parker have any like sayings or common like voices? I have to scoot in real tight to be in the shot. Scoot in, scoot in. We're gonna get real friendly real fast. Does does you're the
We all
who's
know that
not?
I've got.
Does Parker have any like sayings or catchphrases or voice mannerisms? 'Cause I don't think I've ever found any.
When he's explaining something like in history, he like uses a different voice.
It's the ultimate pose.
Honestly, I would say Parker, you do your Trump impression so much that that's almost for me just a Parker impression now. Like when I'm doing the Trump impression, I'm almost just impersonating you.
It's always Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin,
impression, the
baby.
best impression.
See, that's almost my impression of you, Parker.
Like
you live with President Trump, kind of.
see, it's Parker.
He lives in the basement.
I don't know if it's just because like theater or just me, but I feel like I have a lot of just like sayings. You're not wrong. What a time to be alive. Happy.
Kill yourself.
Kill yourself, Parker. Kill yourself. Don't kill yourself, folks. Choose life.
We're not endorsing suicide on here.
That's the podcast.
But so I think that's why I infect people is because I just say dumb things like more than you'd think, less than you'd hope, as like unbeknownst catchphrases. And maybe it's just my way of talking to, but I don't know if you have any like sayings like that. You just take mine.
I just take other people's. I'm an amalgamation of everyone that I hang out with.
Before Parker starts a story, he's always like, "Okay."
Yeah, Bart, you're very visual.
It's true.
I want to bring all into the picture.
It's Every time you do that, also I've noticed it's not a circle. It's like a round. It's like a fat heart.
I will say it's not necessarily a mannerism, but I can guarantee if I was ever to read like a written story that was just like that was just what you were saying, I could
You
always
hear it
pick
in
it
his
out.
voice.
No, I could always pick it out because no one would actually say anything in that story. They would just make noises.
You tell me that all the time.
Okay.
And it wouldn't have really a beginning or an end to the story. It would just sort of happen.
I found what you infect me with in like voice. Your flustered noise. Whenever you're flustered, you're like, bah! I do that more. I've been your like flustered mid-argument.
Wait, what was the one that you and Emily Morrison made fun of me for all the time? Fantastic.
Fantastic. Barney said
That's true,
always,
yeah.
and he still
Oh,
does.
yeah.
Still does
He always
that.
says fantastic.
I said it
But
so
back
much.
then he was like fantastic.
When back in the day, I thought that was something that you said, and so then
No. You thought I said it because I was always impersonating you.
and I didn't know I said it that much.
Yeah.
And eventually, I think it was like a couple of years in, I was like, Jordan, you ever realize you say fantastic all the time? And he was like, you kidding me?
I was like, no, because you say it every time.
We're making fun of you. I was like, I thought I was making fun of you. No.
Barker just always says fantastic.
I just was yeah.
Chicken or the egg situation there.
Basically.
No, just Barker.
With an egg and a chicken.
Barker is the chicken and the egg. Is that our cut? Are we wrapping up?
Is that it?
Is that...
We'll have to get better.
He
at
just
this.
gave me the
You're-
okay sign.
You're almost at an hour.
Cool.
Oh, she's our producer. Great.
I'm wondering, do you think that... I'm wondering... And maybe I'll have to watch this, which is the worst part. I'll have to like skim through it. Maybe this could be like 2 episodes, like 2 30s.
You can probably get 5 out of this.
No, because they gotta be at least be like 20 to 30. Anything less than 20 just isn't worth watching as a podcast.
make it 10 minutes.
10
10
minute
minutes.
episodes?
I feel like you gotta make them small.
Because then people are just like, nah.
I don't want to watch somebody that I've never heard before talking
I
for
mean,
30 minutes.
granted, you
You don't
want
have to finish it.
You want to
though.
get them like progressively longer as more people watch, but I don't think 10 minutes
I don't
is a
know.
little quick for
We'll
this.
put this up as one.
It's the Cinema Sins loop. Those videos
Yeah.
started off at 2 minutes, then went to 4 minutes. Now none of them are less than 15 minutes
Just
long.
find a good portion that is good and then
We'll
cut it.
crowdsource.
We have like 8
'Cause,
different
I don't know if I've ever
hours
seen
of
a
it.
podcast.
You stopped it.
It's going again.
There was a little cut in there, everybody,
was-
because our producer got a little over enthusiastic.
I just wanted there to be like a sign off, like a thanks guys, catch us next episode.
Come back next week for...
Guys.